Hi guys, it's your girl Essy and welcome back to my channel. So today I really wanted to do a day in my life vlog type thing slash DIY projects that I've been wanting to do for a while. So yeah, lately I've just been so focused and so busy and just putting my head down and just being like really on the go and just trying to get my goals that I think I'm coming to a point where I've been doing that for so long, I'm kind of burning out. I think it's just like because I've been so focused, I've been neglecting my general like self-care and things like that. So today I really wanted to just have like an off morning because I still have things to do. And so for this video I'm going to be doing 3 DIYs, and the first one is making a cup of coffee, which sounds really lame and simple, like it's not a DIY thing, but this particular coffee I've been really wanting to do since autumn. It's a very autumnal drink, and basically I learned about it from my favorite blogger and Instagram influencer NYC Bambi. I absolutely love her. I wanted to do this little recipe in October, but I didn't get a chance to because we went into second lockdown and at the time I was just too busy. The second DIY I wanted to do is a DIY that's been trending at the moment, especially on Instagram and TikTok. It's the like twisted candles DIY. So I got this pack of, it's actually meant to be a pack of 5. When I bought it there were 4. I just think they're so pretty. I don't know how easy it is for you to see how like shimmery they are, but they're so pretty on my table. I picked up this pack, right? It's a funny story. So I was in the thrift store like looking at the range of random like stick candles they had, and these 2 girls came in and one of them was like, oh, that green one's really nice, you know, green represents money. I jumped at the opportunity and I just grabbed it. They were pissed off, I think, because you know, but I just thought, you know what, you're right, and money is what we're trying to attract. So I'm going to be twisting a few of these. My third DIY is again another trendy DIY. It's the foam mirror, and I think I'm actually kind of late, but my excuse is I wanted to do this in October, but Boris said no. Okay, I was hoping to like find a mirror from the thrift store so that I could just like DIY that, but I couldn't find a mirror that was the size I wanted in my head because the mirror is going to go on my table. So unfortunately I had to buy it from like a regular store. So this one I picked up at B&M. It was only £6, and it's kind of the size I wanted for the DIY. I'm on a mission to transform my entire room, starting with my desk area, because my room is okay and I do like it. It's a lot better than what it was last year, but I'm hoping that over the space of this year I will kind of revamp it and turn it into something and somewhere I just really love even more than I do now. So yeah, that's what's going in today, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so this is my setup. Apologies, you're gonna see my tripod stand in this video because you're just gonna have to see it. For the coffee, I'm gonna be using this brand. This is the only coffee that makes sense. Nothing else makes sense, and to be honest, I feel like this is what's really gonna change the game for this coffee I'm trying to make. So I'm using the pumpkin spice flavor from Beanie's Coffee. I'm going to be using milk because I take milk in my coffee. I'm using almond milk because lately I've developed lactose intolerance, and yeah, it's not been fun. I say that, and then I'm going to be using cream. This is lighter real dairy spray cream. I did my best to try and find like a vegan alternative, but I guess it's not that common because I couldn't find it in any of the major stores. So the best I could do was find this lighter version, and I'm just gonna have to damn the consequences. And then last but not least is obviously cinnamon. Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty crowded in here, so I've already gone in with some sugar. I've put some sugar in my coffee cup, in my mug already. I've actually got a jug of hot water, so I'm basically going to make coffee as normal, but then I'm going to also spray it with a load of cream and then dust it with cinnamon and enjoy and live my best life. I was like, it smells like that ginger, what's that biscuit, the ginger biscuits, is that what they're called? I'd love that ground up and like sprinkled on, like, I don't know, a donut or something. Actually, I think it's enough coffee. I don't drink that much coffee. All right. I'm just gonna put more coffee in actually because it's looking quite watery. I'm gonna go in with some milk. It's been a while since I've had almond milk. There was a period in my life where I was vegan and I only ever drank almond or soy milk, so I want to say it's good to be back, but under the circumstances it's not. That's probably gonna mess this up, and I'm just all right, let's try that again. Oh my goodness, it looks amazing. The autumn in me is jumping out. Okay, so it's time for me to try it out. Probably gonna get cream on my lip, but oh well. I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it. I feel like this particular coffee was the best flavor for it, and I actually saved it. I think it's like I think this flavor was like a limited edition because it came out around about just before autumn. And usually the packaging, the picture is like white, it's just a white background, but this seems like they like released it specifically for autumn, so I'm so happy I saved it because that was delicious. Okay, so for the candle twist DIY, I'm going to be using these three small size candles, and I'm also going to be using this clear jar as my rolling pin because I can. And then I'm going to be using the rest of the water from my coffee. I'm just kind of waiting for it to cool down. It is still quite hot, but once it's cooled down enough, I'm going to dip these three into the water and let that sit for about 15 minutes so that it softens up. So the tutorials I've watched on the internet and on TikTok have said that you should wait till it gets about 65 degrees before putting your candles in, but I don't have a thermometer to check the current temperature, so I'm guesstimating that it's probably still at 70-80 degrees. So because of that, instead of leaving it for 15 minutes, I'm gonna throw them in now and then leave them for 5 minutes and see how they get on. And then I'm going to take them out, and if they're ready, I'm just going to roll them out. Okay, so I'm having to add more hot water because I realized that obviously the longer you leave it, the more the temperature drops. Okay, so I still have about 4 minutes left on the timer. However, I don't know if you guys can see that it's starting to lose its color, and it's also quite soft, so it's actually starting to bend on its own. So I'm going to go ahead and just start rolling out the middle part. And then hopefully this works. This is just cracking the coating, whatever they've put on it, it's just kind of breaking that apart. But to be honest, these were quite cheap. For the pack, I think it was like £3, and then for these ones, they were like £2 for 4. So yeah, this is what we have. I don't know if it's, I think I still need to do it I still need to roll it out a bit more because it's quite chunky. Okay, so this is the final result. In my opinion, this DIY has kind of failed, but I think that's because of two things. One, the quality of the candles, and two, the length of the candles. I think that because I didn't have enough room to like twist them, they kind of ended up just looking a little bit deformed. I'm probably just going to keep trying with this DIY until I get them right, since I have quite a number of them to get through anyway. So this is how mine turned out. I'm hoping you guys have better luck if you try this DIY out. I've already given them a cold bath, so I just ran some cold water in the sink and left them in there, and they hardened up immediately. So I'm gonna leave these to like dry and set, and then I'm gonna move on to my mirror. Okay, so at this point my phone decided to start having issues with storage, so I couldn't really record the process of me getting everything ready, but I basically used most of what you see here. I ended up not using the plastic bag. Instead, I just went with paper because I thought that was more sustainable. And yeah, so while that was drying, I took myself for a long walk, which I've been wanting to do for the longest time. I just wanted to take some time out by myself and see the neighborhood. I've been stuck indoors all week, so I wanted to get out. And there was a beautiful sunset and the moon was out at the same time, so I really enjoyed having a bit of me time. I took my headphones thinking that I would just do what I usually do and pretend I'm listening to music, but I'm actually just talking to myself out loud about my problems and issues, and that's a really great way I found to get everything out, and I feel so much better afterwards. But that ended up not happening, and I just simply listened to music, which was okay. I decided that in the evening I would just take the time to instead get my feelings, emotions, and everything stressing me out on a journal or something like that. So this was me having a blast, cleaning my shoes because the walk was very muddy. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. I'm a bit scared that I'm not going to be able to get some of the paper off. It's still quite squishy, but then I'm not quite sure whether it's done, because I don't think it's meant to be like super hard either. So I don't know if taking the paper off now is good enough. It's been about 3 hours. So I decided to just go ahead and take the paper off. With hindsight, putting paper to cover it wasn't such a good idea, because although it did protect the mirror and obviously looks really clean, because I wanted to keep it like fresh and clean and brand new, the paper obviously got stuck. I don't know if you guys can see that there's some paper stuck in there, so to like cover it up, I've just ripped off as much as I could, and then anything I couldn't rip off I've shoved in the crevices. Mine's really imperfect because I've still got gaps, and I don't know what it was, but I kept trying to fill some of these gaps and they just didn't want to fill up. So it's really imperfect, but I actually really like it that way. So this is my finished mirror. So that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it.